any kid that's out there that's getting ready to do this, I don't think, and the shitty part about this disease is like, if I had watched this video that I'm giving to you guys, I think I still would have took it, like 100%. You know what I mean? Because now, if you ask me right now, like, would you have taken it? Fuck no, because I had no reference point of how bad this was going to be. You know what I mean? Like, if I knew, if I was able before I took that pill to feel this, fuck no, I would have shaved my head. But the kids out there that are getting ready to do this, they have no idea.
All right, what is going on, guys? This is Mark Millick here with the Moral Medicine YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be talking to Miles. Miles is a PFS patient who's had this for several years now. So, Miles, thanks so much for joining us, man.
How's it going, guys?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. So, we'll just jump into it, man. Tell me, what was your life like before you got post-finasteride syndrome?
So, life was cool. Like, I mean, like, I guess the weirdest thing about this drug or what I've had going on is like the inability to connect with your surroundings or feel anything around you. So before that, obviously it was just like, you could feel all your emotions. I could, you could, that's gone. So life before this, I was just a young kid, hardworking, obviously pretty insecure about losing my hair and, but just trying to do my best at life and enjoying life. You know, I left home at 19 to chase this career path to become a journeyman lineman. I went to Texas. I was there for a year and a half, and then I got hired on back here in Southern California. Did my apprenticeship. I was losing my hair when I was in Texas. I started losing my hair probably around 19 or 20 years old. Didn't do any finasteride until I think I started around 23 years old, when it was getting to the point where I was either going to have to shave my head. And just like everybody else, you know, I watched all the Derek More Plates, More Dates videos. I watched all the Kevin Mann videos and I remember like I was extremely nervous about doing it. So I ordered my stuff off of a Canadian pharmacy. Like, I didn't go through anybody first. I eventually did go through Keeps, I believe. But even when I first started, I was getting my stuff through a Canadian pharmacy. And I remember laying in bed and I was like, fucking terrified. I'm like, am I gonna do this? And I read something too on like one of these forums. That's another thing. Like, anybody that's two things I remember I want to talk about. So the number one thing is that any kid that's out there that's getting ready to do this, I don't think, and the shitty part about this disease is like, if I had watched this video that I'm giving to you guys, I think I still would have took it, like 100%. You know what I mean? Because now, if you ask me right now, like, would you have taken it? Fuck no, because I had no reference point of how bad this was going to be. You know what I mean? Like, if I was able before I took that pill to feel this, fuck no, I would have shaved my head. But the kids out there that are getting ready to do this, they have no idea. You know what I mean? You have no idea what this is going to be like. So that's like number one. Like, if you're out there, I like, if I was that kid that was going to take this shit again, I probably would have, even after watching this or all these videos, I would have took it, because you see all these guys like Kevin Mann, everybody, and you go, oh, it's less than 1%. Well, dude, the fact that I got it is what fucking blows my mind, because I was an athlete. Like, I was in super shape. I took super good care of myself, like all those things. And I'm less than 1%. You know what I mean? And not only did I get side effects, what they say is like less than 2%. I'm one of the guys that had continuous side effects.
Right.
So anyway, I remember laying in bed and I read a form that said, like, if you don't get side effects within the first like 72 hours, you're not going to get side effects. Vividly remember that. Took the first pill, freaking watched a porno, jerked off, and like I was fine. Like, nothing happened, right? So things were great. I fucking loved finasteride. I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like, it took like 4 months. I started noticing gains in my hair. I was like super happy. I like everybody else, I was like, fucking cool, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lose my fucking hair. Like, this is like a huge weight off my shoulders, right? Went back to normal life. And then I didn't get side effects for like 3 years, or no, not 3 years, like a year and a half to 2 years. And I remember I was getting all my stuff from that Canadian pharmacy. And at this time, I'd already met my girlfriend, and we had that's another just sad situation. Like, I pretty much lost the love of my life. Like, I'll probably never meet a chick like that again in my life. Just a cool chick. And so I remember one day I was at work and just a normal pulse change out, like doing a job, fucking cool job. Came home and was just having an ED. Like, I just couldn't get an erection. No mental side effects, no nothing like that. Just couldn't get an erection. I was like, what the fuck, dude? And I was like, yeah, I'm 25 years old. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
fucking working my ass off every
Dealing
single
with
day.
that at 25, exactly. You know, that shouldn't be happening to you.
Yeah, dude, busting my ass every day, like just fucking, okay, that's weird. So when that happened, I stopped. And then I started watching videos on Kevin Mann. I watched those two Australian doctors that was like, okay, you just got to try different methods. So I started by doing one pill, like one pill every 3 days. So how this would go down is I stopped for about 2 weeks, nothing got better. And then I started to try this new regimen. So I would do one pill every 2 weeks. And so going forward from this point when I had side effects, that next pill that I took the pill and it fucking felt like, it felt like my soul got sucked out of my body. Like my whole body started tingling. Like it felt like something was being sucked out of my chest, like just fucking strange feeling, dude. So, and it happened within like 30 minutes. Like it happened real quick. So
so I understand, the audience understands. So you took it for a year before you started experiencing any side effects. You took
like
about a
yeah.
year and a half, and then you took like a 2-week break, and then you
Yeah.
started to go back on it slowly. I mean, 3 times a week, I think you said. Okay. And after that first pill, after the end of that 2 weeks, that's when you just started feeling just crazy, like hazy within the first like 30 minutes, you said.
I didn't feel any crash. Like that's the one thing I didn't feel any crash, nothing like that. But when I would take the pill, I would feel like this fucking soul sucking feeling, like just bizarre, just tingling all over your body, pain, like shooting pains, and like my something was getting like just sucked out of me, just weird. So I obviously watched those videos. I was like, okay, you just got to keep trying, and because I didn't want to lose my hair. I mean, I loved Finasteride. It fucking worked great. So I wanted to keep trying it because all those videos say, oh, you just keep trying, and the side effects go away, right? So it never got better. And I ended up quitting my job and moving up north at that time. And I was still trying to take Finasteride. And at this time, I'm starting to have the no emotions. Like, so I continued with this regimen. I tried topical, and every time I tried topical, I got that exact same feeling, and still have an ED, all that stuff. And I would, but at this point, about let's just about three to 5 months after this initial side effect I got, I still kept titrating and trying these different methods. This is when the mental side effects started to kick in. And what it was just no emotions. So like I had, and the weird thing about this is I'm sure all the other people know, it's like, I didn't think it was Finasteride. You know what I mean? I was like, I wasn't having feelings. So I'm like, oh, maybe this is, you know, like I'm looking at my girlfriend, I can't feel anything. And I'm going, oh, so I'm falling out of love with her. I'm at work and I'm having these weird feelings about like hating my job, you know what I mean? And like just not wanting to be there. And I'm just thinking that's me, you know what I mean? And I'm going, okay, this is weird. So then I ended up going up north. I'm still trying to do this Finasteride or this stuff, quitting my job. That was obviously a stressful time, and ended up splitting up with my girlfriend because I couldn't feel anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Couldn't feel anything. Just couldn't feel anything. So I moved back down home after the breakup and was living with my parents for like 2 weeks. And at this time, I still wanted to try to take Finasteride, dude. So this is probably 6 to 7 months after my initial side effects. And so I remember I bought a pill splitter and I cut the pill into halves. And one of those times when I took one of those pills, dude, it was like I got shot in the fucking head. Like it felt like I got shot in the fucking head. Like that same feeling happened where it was tingling all over. But then I got extreme depersonalization, derealization. And to this day, that's like one of my worst symptoms. So I took the pill, felt like my fucking body was getting, just my soul was getting sucked out of my body. And then I started getting like these crazy black eye floaters, like completely dissociated from reality. And I've been like that for the last 2.5, I think I'm on 2.5 years, almost 3 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
And any let up from those symptoms? I mean, you started taking Finasteride just to clarify. So you started taking it about 3 years ago, right?
I'm 29 now, and I started taking it when I was 24 and a half, somewhere 24 and a half, and I probably stopped around 26.
I got you. So for the past 2.5, 3 years, you just continue to have these persistent side effects, and there's nothing you can do to really stop it, it sounds like.
It's gotten better for sure, but
Yeah.
there's just no emotions. I can't, when it first happened, it was depersonalization, derealization. So when it first happened, I was watching myself fucking walk around for a year. Like I was watching myself walk around. I'm at work doing work. I can't think straight. Like I have no concept of other people, their feelings. I have no concept of like, I didn't even feel like I was back in Southern California. Like I have no concept of like any of my outside surroundings. Like I just exist. Like I feel like I'm just floating around all fucking. I have obviously vision issues like black eye floaters, depth perception problems. Just I couldn't fucking walk straight. Like I can't plan things out. So like obviously, in our job, like a big thing is solving problems. And I was fucking really good at that. And I can't solve problems, dude. I can't look down. I can't sit down and plan something out. I can't solve problems. I can't just stupid, simple shit. I can't think straight like at all. So, and then I was having like really, so like, I guess some of the other side effects that was like a good way to describe it is like, I just felt dry. Like the back of my eyes were fucking so dry. I had shooting pains in my head, behind my eyes. I had shooting pains in my testicles, my taint area, like just gnarly shooting pains. And my head, like, it felt like my fucking head was like, my brain was just rattling, like inside of my skull for like a year. Just sitting there like vibrating, like inside of my head, just fucking, just crazy. And I'm sitting there thinking like, what could it, well, obviously it was finasteride. And anybody that, like, I get everybody says, oh, you go through some stress and stuff like that. I can say without a shadow of a doubt, like whatever this was it was caused by a substance. Like it was pharmacologically caused, like the way it made me feel. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so let's say you were really stressed out. Like everybody's been really stressed out, but why would that, you know what I mean? Why would that cause your genitals to be numb? Like, why would that cause, okay, so I went through a stressful period in life and like, I can't fucking think straight. I can't solve problems anymore.
Right.
Like there's guys that are Navy SEALs and there's guys that are going through fucking in battles. And so you're telling me, so they go through a battle, a firefight, and then they just, that's it. Your body's, no, fuck no, dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's 100% caused by this shit. And just the fact, another thing that like blows my mind too, is like why more famous people don't get it. Like why more, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
It seems like it really is only a small subset of people that get this, obviously. And, I've talked to a lot of people who have dealt with depression or anxiety in the past, right? This is a completely different feeling than dealing with depression or anxiety. I mean, this is something you can't even describe. And when your brain essentially shuts off and you can't function the same way that you used to, I mean, this is caused by some type of outside source. This isn't just something internal, going on with you.
100%. So all I do now is I sit around and watch PFS videos and PSSD videos. I have one on right now, and it's the same. It's all the same symptoms. It's like when this happens to you, your life ceases to go on until
it puts your life on pause, man, like entirely. And that's what sucks. And let me ask you this, because I don't want to put words in your mouth, but did you go to any doctors or anything? Did you go to any clinicians?
I have lost all hope in doctors. So I come back down to San Diego and I'm living at my parents' house and I'm like, I got to go see a fucking doctor. So I go to a doctor, like I have this really cool primary care physician, and I go there, I explain all of my symptoms to him, and they're like, you have depression or anxiety.
Yeah.
And I go, dude, I don't have fucking depression or anxiety. Like, so I've got my blood work probably taken like 10 times at this point. Everything's fine. Nothing's wrong. And then, so I'm pretty adamant. So I schedule another, I'm like, I need to see somebody to like help me with this. So I go to this other doctor. I remember him walking in and like, he's like, it's just typical same bullshit story. Like I'm there, I'm fucked up, dude. Like I'm fucked up. I'm 28 years old at this point, like just a blob of shit. And this guy walks in and he's like pissed off. You know what I mean? Like he's looking at my medical charts and he's like mad. And he's like, so at this point I had been pinning testosterone. So I got my levels up to 1300.
Oh, wow. That's pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, nothing. Did absolutely nothing. So he walks in, I just got blood work done and he's like pissed off. He's like, hey dude, is there any reason your levels are up at 1300? And I go, yeah, dude, because I had PFS. Like this is caused by finasteride and I'm trying to fix myself. And he's like laughing. He's like, dude, you need to go get on an antidepressant medicine. That would fix like 90% of your problems. And he pushes me off and walks out.
So did he even post finasteride syndrome? Doesn't sound like he did.
He was like basically laughing at me, dude. I'm like, the fuck,
And
dude?
there are so many people that get gaslit by medical professionals in that community, man. I mean, I went to like 3 or 4 different neurologists myself, endocrinologists, all these different doctors, and they all told me the same thing. My blood levels were normal for the most part, you know? And they said this is probably just depression or anxiety. I got prescribed an SSRI by several different doctors, never actually took it. I just felt like this isn't something that an SSRI is going to cause. And in some cases, it actually makes people worse. From the anecdotal stories I've heard. So something told me deep inside, don't take this SSRI. So I never did. But did you go to any of the doctors, or was that the main one you went to? Just a couple of them.
And that's another thing, the money thing too. I'm going to say I probably spent $10,000 in medical bills. I've been to, like there's a PFS doctor down here in San Diego. I hit him up. And that's another thing. I think people like these doctors, because there's different types of PFS. There's like what we have, and then there's people that just like don't balance their hormones. And so like there's doctors that take care of this, but I think that they take advantage of people. Because like the doctors have to know that, like, I don't believe for a second that Merck and these doctors don't know this exists. I think they know, like 100%. And I think there's a lot of PFS doctors out there that are just trying to get paid. Like they're taking money off people. If you know you can't fix something and you're still trying to help people out, like you're just taking money at that point. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I've been to like 3 different doctors. I've been to one dude. He's like, I went to one guy and he told me that, like, I told him what I do for a living. And he's like, this is caused by you being around electromagnetic fields. I'm like, dude, all right. So there's nothing.
Anything but finasteride, right? Like they want to blame everything but finasteride. Like that can't be the cause, apparently.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So my hormones are fine. I mean, like I said, I got my test levels up to 1300. I haven't really had any of so I've obviously gained weight, but that's more of me just not, I mean, I have no brain function. So like I have no drive to go to the gym or, you know what I mean? Eat clean and stuff like that. It has nothing to do. Like you have your skin thing. I don't have, my skin's fine.
Right.
You know what I mean? I haven't lost a ton of muscle.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not in shape, but that's just because like I have no drive. I have zero human like functions at all.
And you never had any of these issues before for motivation?
No, dude, I was a stud, dude. I was like I was good. I was really good, man. I was like good. I took everything seriously. I ate super clean. I was a good person. Like I was fucking fine, dude.
Yeah.
I was fine.
Right. It's the common story I hear, man. Like, you know, guys get this and they don't want to believe that this is caused by finasteride, and they go to all these different doctors and they're just gaslit by every doctor, you know. And there's just such a major denial in this community about, you know, post-finasteride syndrome even being real. It's a tragic thing. So
what else could it be?
Right.
Like what? Okay, so like I said, like okay, depression. Does depression cause any of these issues?
Right. And that's what we're trying to figure out, because, you know, like you said too, so I got my skin issues. I got this super stretchy, you know, skin at this point, and not a lot of people have that, but I didn't have that before I took finasteride. So the symptom list is it's so vast, right? Some people just have erectile dysfunction. Some people just have neurological issues. Some people get hit with sexual, physical, and neurological issues. I mean, the whole 9 yards. So the symptom list just varies from everybody. You know, it's just insane. So what are your current symptoms at this point? You said derealization, that's a big one. Neurological issues, cognitive dysfunction, anything else?
Yeah, so I've been having some pretty significant windows at this point, and it's going to be hard. Like I think coming out of this, like who knows how long it's going to be till I'm fully out of it. Probably another year or 2 years if I get out of it. But it's going to be hard to deal with, because you're going to sit there and just be like, I lost. So I can't feel what I lost, right? I have no emotion, so I can't physically feel how this is going to feel when I come out of it. But I get these little windows and I'm like, it's going to be brutal, because you're just going to be like, you lost so much. I lost so much. You know what I mean? And
I do. I mean, there's so much lost time. I mean, if you're in this for 3 to 5 years, I mean, and a lot of people don't end up recovering either. I think there's a certain number of people that seem to, over the course of several years, they get better. I don't typically hear of too many people having a full recovery, which is why we really need to investigate this and figure out what's going on, you know, whether it's at the epigenetic level or it's a different thing, you know, different mechanism. I mean, we need to put research into this. But that's my fear too, is that, you know, once I finally come out of this, I'm going to think back to, man, I lost 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. And that's really hard to stomach right now. And it's tragic, you know?
It's horrible. So my current symptoms are, so I never had, even when I was at my worst, I never had sleep problems. Like I could always sleep, because I know guys are saying they had insomnia. I never had that. I could always sleep. My current symptoms are derealization and depersonalization. So like basically, it's not that nothing seems real. I just don't have emotions, and like I don't have the weight of reality. So the weight of reality is just completely gone. I have black eye floaters. That's another depersonalization, derealization things. No spontaneous erections. I'm like Ryan Russo. Like I can get erections, but I have no like desire. I have no spontaneity.
Right.
Numb skin. Like my whole body feels numb. Obviously I can't visualize anything. Can't visualize, can't plan things out. I have no, like, I used to be super into finances and like building cars and stuff like that. All my hobbies are gone, completely gone. I've lost, that's another thing. Like everyone wants to talk about money. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you guys are just trying to sue these people for money. Well, motherfucker, I've lost a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, yeah. I've lost money in the stock market because I have no concept of anything. So like I've lost money in the stock market. I've lost money just by not being proactive with my savings and stuff like that. Like all that, those feelings are gone.
You know, it's funny to say that because, you know, I mean, you mentioned you work in the construction field, and I do as well. Construction field can pay pretty damn well, obviously. And so I was making a lot of money. I still make a lot of money. I mean, with my career field, but you know, I have my own business as well for real estate. So, I mean, money isn't an issue for me. I'm not trying to sue anybody to get money. I already have really just all the money I need at this point in time. And that's what I hear from a lot of people. I've spent myself probably $8,000 to $10,000 over the past 2 years. So I really, personally, I hate to hear that defense that you guys are just looking for money. It's like, no, we're not. We're just looking for our health back. That's really all we want, man. That's what it boils down to.
So the people that have PFS, like if you're a company or a doctor and you're prescribing this medicine and you know that this could happen, you should be in fucking jail. Like you can't, it shouldn't be legal. I'm basically dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm basically dead. And all these other people are basically dead.
You have no quality of life at this point. And you also mentioned the visualization. You can't visualize things anymore, you said, right?
Dude, I used to be able to, I fucking plan all kinds. I can't plan things out. I can't look at something and like, I can't look at a job and go, okay, this is how we're going to do this. I just sit there and stare at it. I'm just like,
yeah.
None, dude.
I kind of describe it as like looking at like a blank sheet of white paper and having somebody tell you, hey, describe to me what you see on this sheet. It's like, I don't see anything. I just see this white sheet of paper, you know. Yeah. In reality, there's like this big elaborate drawing on there, but I can't see it, you know. Yeah. I can't visualize anything anymore. And I just realized that probably within the past few months. It's like my imagination, my ability to like even just visualize a scenario, you know, it's gone. It's so hard to, and that kind of ties into the brain fog, because when you can't see something, how do you describe it, you know? And in your field, I know you said, again, construction, you're probably in a leadership role, if I had to guess. I don't know if you're a foreman or not, but you need to know kind of what you're seeing in front of you to process it. You know, you're a problem solver. So it's important stuff, man.
It's honestly amazing that I've got to keep a job. It's just crazy, dude. It's just crazy. Like I didn't know, because like I remember watching one video of one guy and he was like, this isn't like, okay, you're yourself and then you get some side effects on top of that. That's not what's going on here, dude. This is a complete paradigm shift in your fucking reality, dude.
All right. Yep.
You know,
complete shift, man. Complete shift. And because with me, I mean, I've already told this story plenty of times, but I just woke up one morning about 6 days after taking the drug, and complete cognitive shift, man. Everything. My personality died that day. My cognition died. My intelligence. Everything just out the window in a matter of just one night. I just woke up and it was all different. It's just insane, man. And people don't believe you either. You know.
Yeah, like I said, like if I was watching this video, like I would probably still take it, because you don't know, like you don't know how bad it's gonna be. You know what I mean? Like I guess that's the best way to describe it. Like you can't sit and tell somebody like, hey, dude, you're gonna be fucked up for 3 to the end of your life, dude.
Yeah.
And then you got everyone saying like, oh, it's just less than 1% of people. It's less than 1% of people. Well, who even knows if that's fucking true, dude? You know what I mean?
Dude, I'm with you all the way, man. I mean, that's why I'm transparent about this. I tell everyone, for the most part, you're probably going to be okay. But if you're in that small percentage of 1% that's not, there's nothing they can do for you. You can't fix this or get out of this. You're going to be stuck in this until they, either find a cure or a treatment. But to me, I mean, that risk just is not worth it. But I think the issue, and again, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I believe that people just don't believe that this can happen. You know, you watch all these videos out there about people promoting Finasteride. You're like, well, these PFS people, they're overreactive. They have mental health issues. They just don't take care of themselves. And I mean, that's the narrative I hear. And then you're like, okay, well, then I'll go ahead and take the risk and try this medication. And then you do, And then again, when you get side effects and they don't go away, who do you turn to? What do you do? And then you ask yourself, was it really worth it? And I think anybody who has PFS will tell you absolutely not. I mean, I would give away all my hair today
Yeah.
to get back to where I was with PFS, man. You know, gladly.
Yeah, I was one of those people that didn't believe it. You know?
Yeah. Yep. That's why it's important that we continue promoting these scientific studies and really get more proof out there that this is a real thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't believe it's a real thing, you can go look at the people that have PSSD. It's the exact same symptoms, dude. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely. Let me ask you this, Miles. Did you have you told any of your family members or anything, or your friends? Are they aware of what's going on with you?
So my friends, like people I work with, they just think I've lost my fucking mind. You know what I mean? Like I told them I got some brain injury going on. My parents, they know, you know what I mean? But I mean, fuck, what do you tell them like, hey, this is what I got going on. And they've obviously seen a cognitive shift and all that stuff, but you can't describe, I mean, you can describe to people what's going on, but this is the thing. It's like a normal person who's living in a normal reality is going to look at it from their point of view. You know what I mean? They're not going to be able to see what you have going on. So yeah, I tell them like, hey, cause like, it's just the same old story. Like you can look at me and you go, oh, he's walking around functioning. There's something a little off, but you can't like someone who's normal and doesn't have this, they can't sit there and go, oh, I know how this person feels. So yeah, my family knows, you know what I mean? And they're pretty supportive, you know what I mean? But there's nothing they can do. And I still go to work, like I troop through it, but it's fucking brutal. You know what I mean? It'd be a lot easier if I didn't have this shit going on. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And people at work, like, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I know for a fact all my coworkers, like, there's something fucking going on. Do you know what I mean?
Right. But you're just kind of going through the motions of life at this point, you know?
I just have to power through.
Yeah. Yep. I get that, man. I get that. I think you kind of already answered this, but did you have any forewarning about these symptoms before you took finasteride? Like, did you know about any of these things, or did you know the possibility was even there, or you just heard about these things and just didn't believe it?
So I try to think back because I did do a lot of research. Like I was super scared. Like I remember being super scared. You know what I mean? I was scared and I was desperate at the same time. So I watched fucking all the same videos everybody else watches. You know what I mean? Like it's less than 1% chance that you get it. And if you get side effects, they always go away. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I guess I was warned, but I think this is the problem is like no one, like you said, no one really knows the severity of the issue. So yeah, okay. If it's not dangerous if you get if you have some hormonal imbalance and then your body goes back to normal. Yeah, sure, that's not dangerous. But if you get post-finasteride syndrome, you're fucked, dude, like completely fucked. So I guess I wasn't warned about that. You know what I mean? I wasn't warned that the severity of how bad this could be.
I think too, when you're told by a medical professional that these symptoms either don't exist or they're psychosomatic, or if you do get them, they'll go away, you take them for their word. You know, you don't question them, you don't challenge that. And when you do all the research, because I did 3 months worth of research myself, I was nervous about taking it, but I was very diligent in making sure I did my research to like I wasn't just going to take something random and put it in my body. But in my personal opinion, until the medical community, fully recognizes that this is an ongoing issue, people are going to continue taking this blindly and just assume that, it's safe. And unfortunately, for that subset of people that take it, it's not safe. It's completely life ruining,
Yeah. And it's fascinating to me, like fucking the majority of people are fine. I mean, I was one of them. I was fine for a year and a half. I was fine. So we don't know. It's just crazy, dude. It's just crazy. Like, that's what I'm saying is like, Ryan Russo got it, which is like, he's actually like a famous YouTuber, which is fine. But it's like, you just don't hear about famous people getting it. Like everybody in Hollywood's on it. You know what I mean? Doctors are on it. Like, it's just weird that more people don't get it, which isn't a good case for us, but for sure fucked up, dude. Like 100% fucked up.
Yeah.
And even if let's say, okay, like let's take the argument, okay, it's not finasteride. Well, I have all the exact same symptoms as somebody that has PSSD and I never took an antidepressant.
Right.
So what the fuck causes that?
I would say the evidence is there, obviously, it really is. Yeah, man. Hey, Miles, I'm really sorry you're going through all this, man. I really feel for you because I'm going through the exact same thing. Before we hop off here, do you have any closing statements you want to make, or anything else you want to say?
It's just like the people who are researching this, like, we got to get this done. Like, it's obviously not hormonal. Like, I just want to figure it out for everybody that's fucking suffering out there, dude. It's fucking bullshit, dude. Like, yeah, cool if you got symptoms for fucking 3 months, but I don't know. Like, I'm pissed, dude. I don't know. I don't know, dude. It's fucking brutal and it's bizarre and it's just to, I don't know, to everybody that has it out there, I feel you, like, come forward, I guess. And I don't know, let's just get it figured out.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, man. And I think it's also important too that you tell your story, because you took it for a year and a half, had no symptoms, and out of nowhere, that's when you started experiencing things. And I've heard that from actually a lot of different people. Everyone assumes after the first 2 or 3 months, if you're taking finasteride and nothing's happening to you, you're probably safe, right? You're good to go. But I've heard stories of guys who don't get post-finasteride syndrome until, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, in some cases 15 years after taking it. Then one day it just hits them. And it's not, sometimes it's not just simple, erectile dysfunction or low libido issues. You don't hear about the anhedonia, which is what you're experiencing, which is the lack of emotions or lack of feeling or anything, just the depersonalization, essentially. Yeah, it's tragic, man. It's life ruining. And I agree. I really hope more people step up and start talking about this, because that's the only way we're gonna get out of this, is by coming together as a community and talking out loud and just going public with this stuff. So
Yeah.
Miles, really appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see everyone next time.
Yes, sir.